Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. Today we are talking about something that is insane, and that is the inflation rate. We have up till now just had the lies of the government to tell us what the inflation rate is, and they're saying something unintelligible about 7% or something like that. Friends, has the food in your store gone up 7% since last year? If you're laughing right now or crying, the answer is no. Your food in your store has gone up dramatically. In a lot of cases, it's doubled or tripled since last April. That's the darn truth. There is a new system out there to track inflation. It is linked to cryptocurrencies and the blockchain so that it can't be manipulated or recalculated by someone who doesn't like the numbers. And what are they showing for the inflation rate in the United States for the US dollar? 13.2%, folks. 13.2%. Yikes. What does that mean? It means that all the dollars that you hold this year, for 1 year, you will be charged a 13.2% tax on that money. You will lose 13.2% of all of your money over the next year. It will go poof. Of all the prices going up, everything going up in price, your value of your dollars has lost significant purchasing power. It is a fee, a tax, a penalty for you holding cash. If you look at it a different way, for anything that you purchase, any substances like lens caps for my camera, bricks, rocks, gravel, go out and buy pens, pencils, paper, anything that you purchase, those things will go up in value 13.2% compared to the dollar over the next year. That is a pretty good darn investment. You used to have to stick your money in the bank to get interest rates like that, but we haven't seen interest rates like that for many, many years, have we now? But 13.2%, do you think the stock market is going to go up 13.2% by this time next year? If not, then your best investment is probably going to be just buying random, ordinary stuff, boring stuff. Go buy a couple bars of aluminum. Go invest in anything that doesn't lose its value. Now, you may be saying 13.2%, that's not what I'm seeing on the store shelves when I go grocery shopping, and you'll be absolutely correct. Food inflation right now is 26.5%. If you go buy a bunch of canned chicken, over the next year, if inflation holds still the way it is, by next year, your investment in that canned chicken will be up 26.5% up. That is a pretty darn good investment, honestly. And that's pretty locked in guarantee investments. That's not even like dangerous investing. That's stuff you're going to use anyway, right? But the price next year is going to be up 25.6% on average. And that's not even talking about things getting out of control. Inflation has a tendency to spiral upward. We have major issues happening in the supply chain. 193 million people over in Dragon Country aren't working because they're in lockdowns. Those products aren't being made. But you know what? The Federal Reserve, the United States, the Central Bank of Canada, the Central Bank of the UK, and the central banks of New Zealand and Australia, they are printing money like nobody even knows what's going on. They're printing out so much money, but the stuff that those dollars are going to purchase are not being printed anymore. the items, the food is not being produced. The products that they're going to buy are not being produced, which means the price on those products is going to spiral upwards. And as people take steps to defend themselves and protect themselves from this high inflation rate, this will just make the inflation so much worse, because there will be less and less products on the shelves. And we're seeing that. People are grabbing more things. Anything that you invest your dollars in right now are going to go up in value. Since the beginning of this year, the S&P 500 has lost 6.3% of its value against the dollar, right? Stuff, just random stuff, has gone up in value 3.6%. You would have made 10% gain as opposed to stocks by just buying gravel in January. Taking all your money out of stocks at the end of last year and just buying cardboard or whatever. I don't know, folding tables. Go buy just random objects, okay? If you were to buy random objects that you could resell just to the same price you bought them at, effectively, but not against the dollar, right? You would have made 10% more than the stockbrokers over in Wall Street. If you had gone out and purchased food like somebody has been advising since the beginning of the year, go buy canned chicken, go buy canned hams, go buy rice and beans, you would be up 13.6% above those Wall Street bankers. You could open up your own hedge fund. You could become this rolling investment guru because you'd be knocking it out of the park so much better than those fools down in Wall Street. Friends, we're talking about stocking up in case things get really bad, but here's the simple fact. Things are on a slow burn right now, and they're getting bad every day. We are losing purchasing power. Did you get a 13.2% raise since this time last year? Last April. Since last April, have you gotten a 13.2% raise without getting bumped up into a new position or something like that? That's what your inflation that's what you should be, just an inflation adjustment to your wages. If you're on fixed income like Social Security or pensions, did you get a 13.2% raise over the last year? No? No, you probably didn't. And the thing is that you need to take steps now to protect yourself from this inflation. It's getting out of control out there, and only you can take steps to protect yourself. Inflation, like I said, it doesn't move in a straight line. It's not going to stay where it is. It's going to keep going up. And as it goes up, it's going to trigger more and more inflation. That's how it works. It's like a stock market crash. It feeds on itself. And when this happens, this is where you see places like Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Weimar Germany, all these places that have experienced hyperinflation. It started out as inflation. It turned into high inflation, and then eventually it fed into a feedback loop so that it turned into hyperinflation. Folks, protect yourselves from shortages. Yes, protect yourself for in case the whole grid goes down. But what if things stay up? What if things just stay the way they are? You would be wise to invest in a very stable investment that is outperforming the S&P 500 right now. It's outperforming the stock market, and that is buy food. Buy non-perishable food. You're going to eat it anyway, but you'll make a whole bunch of money because you won't need to buy that later at much higher prices. Folks, that's my advice to you, and Steve Poplar out.